I will use the phrase boxing is dead. And he and others will come back at me and say, oh, Ed, stop. Boxing isn't dead. Boxing's just in a lull. That's all it is. Boxing will come back because we always have to have boxing. I can't think of anything that's a greater amount of bullshit in my life because when you look at this sport, it is dead. Boxing is
Well, I'll
dead.
just say
And
one thing
Wally,
about boxing.
maybe
I'll
we
just
just
say
need
one
to
thing.
put it away. Maybe we just need to say it's dead, walk away from it, and stop boxing altogether.
Well, I'm going to disagree slightly with you because
Please.
boxing, I started covering boxing in 1983 or four. Okay, boxing was dead then. We were told boxing's like Hyman Roth and The Godfather. Right? It's been dying in the same heart
Good
attack for
analogy.
20 years. All right. And at the time, boxing was dead. I mean, the heavyweight title was going from Greg Page to Tony Tubbs to Tim Witherspoon to Trevor Berbick and back again. And it was dead. And what brought it back? Tyson. Tyson, right? That re-sparked the interest in everything. However, the landscape was different. You had HBO, right? You had Tyson used to fight on Saturday afternoons also when he was starting out. Then HBO discovered him. I think his first not pay per view, but fight where you had actually pay to watch him was at Madison, was on the MSG network. He knocked out some guy, some aluminum siding mechanic or something at the Garden. But then once HBO got a hold of him, people, they will tell you, and I have friends who worked at HBO, that their subscription rates went up when they signed Tyson because people wanted to see him.
Sure.
Now, will it? Now,
Because he was
my
a bad
point is,
man, too, because we were also told what kind of an individual he was. He was a kid
oh,
who came from a criminal background. I think that grabbed people. That was the reality
well,
show sort of
the
idea.
cuss and the kid narrative, which turned out to be complete bullshit.
Complete bullshit.
Like it was racist as well, and I thought so back then. That this white father figure had tamed the beast, from the jungle of Bed-Stuy, which, is disgusting, but a lot of people swallowed it, and they would swallow that story today. But when I say the environment is different, you no longer have an HBO. And if a Tyson were to come along, you would have to fork over money to watch him on pay-per-view. And how many people would do that? How many people would do that? Would you
Not as
do it?
many as used to.
I mean,
Used
the
to
guy
have
would have
millions.
to
Now it's
be a
maybe 10,000.
and here's the other thing. Who would he beat to make you feel that you have to see him?
That's the next thing. When you look out there and you look at some of the competition that's out there, look, it's always been a case in boxing where you'll have great champions who are on the rise or somebody who they want to go ahead and push forward. They give them the tomato can and the next tomato can and
Yeah,
the next
that's
one.
always throughout history, absolutely. Because you'll find the same victims in the list of everybody, every great heavyweight on their way up. You see the same names.
I keep going
That's
back and
true.
I'll show my age. How many times can you put up a Chuck Wepner and see him bleed on cue?